All right, guys, we are live. What is going on? As always, this is the Club of the Man, 1993 coming at you. And we are live once again for my live review of SmackDown Live, the April 10th, 2018 edition of SmackDown Live. That took place in New Orleans, Louisiana. This is the Fallout show from WrestleMania 34. So it's SmackDown Live after WrestleMania. The second one actually we've had since the draft return. I'm sorry, well, the draft, the brand split, whatever you want to call it, superstar shakeup, whatever, return in 2016. So SmackDown Live, SmackDown WrestleMania is kind of feeling important somewhat. Last year's, I remember, was first hour was good, second hour kind of tanked, I remember. This year's, though, pretty good show. Couple small little things, though, I'm going to be ranting about in this video. Of course, this episode was definitely not as exciting as last night's edition of Raw. I'll give it that. But let me tell you something, guys. Say it was just one of those days I was just feeling like meh all day. But this show, even though there wasn't as many surprises, weren't that many debuts or big returns or anything like that, this show definitely put me in a great mood. I had a lot of fun watching this show. Just a lot of fun happened again. But yeah, I will have a little rant though. I'm going to do in this video. Very little bit of a rant. I just wasn't too much of a rant, but it's just like a little nitpick, I'd say. Well, I don't know, nitpick because it's reasonable. But yeah, also, to those of you out there watching this live or even afterwards, happy Siblings Day, National Siblings Day as well. As today is National Siblings Day. Don't worry, I already praised my little sister on Instagram for how awesome she is. She calls me tall lanky blonde doofus. But yeah, that's just how you guys wish your siblings a happy National Siblings Day as well out there as well. So let's get to the live review. Let's see here. Lauren's here. She said, "Where are you?" Well, I'm right here. Paige is the new SmackDown Live GM. That was a huge surprise. She thought SmackDown Live was better than Raw. She gives it a B+. We'll get to my grades at the end, but I definitely hope we'll get to that at the end, but I'll definitely get to my thoughts as well. And she kind of predicted Nakamura would interfere in the AJ versus Daniel match. I did too. Orton versus Jinder. Again, let's hope Randy wins that. Oh, we'll definitely talk about that match. And yes, happy National Siblings Day as well. Hopefully, if you have any siblings, Lauren, or anybody watching this, you wish your siblings happy Siblings Day as well. Too bad my sister was supposed to come home for a couple of days this week, but she couldn't because she had things going on. She had some problems arise last week. But I'll be seeing her in 2 weeks anyway. But we could have gone to B-dubs for National Siblings Day. Dang it. But okay, get off track here. Let's get to SmackDown. Overall, again, good show. Couple little things. We definitely didn't have as many surprises or returns as we did at Raw last night, but I still thought this was a strong show. But unfortunately, I have to disagree with Lauren. I kind of liked Raw just a little bit better instead. But again, SmackDown better than Raw was completely fine as well, also. But let's get right into this show. Go for it. Iconic Duo had turned heel. Why? They already were heels down on NXT. Carmelo's new champ. We'll talk about that and any trades for next week. I'll try to mention just a couple, but I will be doing a special live stream on Thursday nights. I'm not sure when, but sometime Thursday. I'll talk about my predictions for next week's Superstar Shakeups. That way we can talk about all of that there as well. Raw did have too many returns and debuts. SmackDown Lives was better. Yes, definitely. But we'll get to sound like deserves better, definitely. But we'll get to that stuff. But let's get started with our first. Now, here's the thing. Also, we didn't have many returns. But we had some good surprises. Of course, Daniel Bryan surprising me. I personally did not think that Daniel Bryan was going to wrestle full time again, but it seems like he is, which is what was addressed in this opening segment. We had Shane McMahon coming out. He wants to thank everyone for being part of WrestleMania and making it another huge success. He says he's been fortunate to have an extra special WrestleMania with the return of Daniel Bryan. Seeing him in action was something magical. Bryan was born to do this and is officially a full-time performer, as I said before, again. And he accepted Daniel Bryan's resignation as SmackDown Live general manager. And since this is the land of opportunity, when one door closes, another one opens. And he wants to introduce us to the new general manager of SmackDown Live, which for the past couple weeks before WrestleMania, I heard a rumor once that Hulk Hogan could be the one replacing Daniel Bryan. I heard another rumor recently that it could be Jeff Jarrett, which, if that was the case, then SmackDown Live would have turned into not Daniel Bryan's. Oh, I'm not going to insult Daniel Bryan. Road Dogg's playground. But I didn't even think of this last night when she announced her retirement, and I made that great tribute video for her, which if you have not seen it, definitely check it out on my channel. But it was Paige. Paige was announced as the new SmackDown Live general manager, and I popped. It's funny, as I said last night, Daniel Bryan was definitely, one of my heroes in WWE. Paige for women's wrestling is one of my heroes as well. So from one hero to the next, Paige is now your new SmackDown Live general manager. Now, for those of you who are wondering, am I going to be doing a turn with those? This is pretty much Paige turning face. Well, it is pretty possible that Paige turned face, but I want to wait until after the Superstar Shakeup to do my turn because what if for some reason Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose come over to SmackDown Live? They continue their whole absolution spew over there. Not sure if that's going to be the case now, but I will wait till next week to see if that happens. But I'm trying to think if that's going to be in my predictions or not. So try to think some scenarios out still before I lay out the Superstar Shakeup stuff though. But anyways, Paige comes out and she said she's back, and yesterday, first she has the way she said when she returned back in the fall. Wait, I almost swallowed my peanut butter cracker. Funny. She said, "I'm back," because like she did when she returned back in November. And she said she lived a retirement speech on Raw, and she walked straight to the back, and it felt like it was the last time. The first wait for her was Shane, and she thanked him for a position and shakes his hand as he pretty much offered her the spot as general manager. For her first act as GM, she wants to make the night truly special for everyone, and that means talking about Daniel Bryan. Of course, everybody starts chanting, yes, 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 yes. Of course, look at me now. I wore my AJ Styles shirt tonight, but if I would have known Daniel Bryan was going to be wrestling full time, I would have wore my Daniel Bryan shirt. And I wore it this past Sunday at WrestleMania because it was a special night for him as he's making his TV return. He hasn't competed on TV in over 3 years. The last match before, of course, Sunday. The last match he had though was a tag team match where he was the Intercontinental Champion. It was him and that time United States Champion John Cena. I still love that run Cena had with the U.S. title in 2015. 2015 was a bad year, but that U.S. title run that Cena had was awesome. Definitely will not forget those U.S. Open challenges he had. It was them against that time the tag champions Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. It was on SmackDown. She pretty much pulls to the crowd of who they want to see him wrestle tonight. And the crowd gets into it, and she's like thinking, and then she took the various chants in before announcing that tonight Daniel Bryan was going to take on the WWE champion, the phenomenal one himself, the guy who claims that this is the SmackDown Live is the house that he built, because SmackDown Live is the house that AJ Styles built. And that's right. That was going to be our main event for tonight. AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan. I'm like, let's go, boys. We're off to the races right now. And of course, girls also. But let's go, guys. We're off to the races. Having another WrestleMania 35 coming early, even though I'm predicting Daniel Bryan to face Shinsuke Nakamura for next year's WrestleMania with the title on the line. I think Shinsuke will go to next year's WrestleMania with the title based off his heel turn that just happened. Speaking of which, we had a recap of Nakamura turning heel, and we're going to get an explanation later. And we're going to celebrate Charlotte Flair defeating Asuka for undefeated streak. That's right. Either last night or tonight, Asuka was on the show. Strange. And then next up though, we're going to get a match between the New Day and the Usos, and the winner gets a tag title shot at the Greatest Royal Rumble event against the Bludgeon Brothers. Before we continue, let's go to the live chat. Let's see here. I didn't know the Iconic Duo was a heel in NXT. My bad. No worries. You never know with WWE, as I've said. They like to surprise people. Oh, definitely. They've surprised us a lot this week. That's why there were so many times where I'm like, okay, well, another turn happened here. We had three turns over the weekend. We had Roderick Strong at TakeOver New Orleans. We had Bray Wyatt on the pre-show WrestleMania. And we had Shinsuke Nakamura on the main show, which all the three of those, Bray Wyatt's I kind of expected, I would hope to happen, but the other two, man, those were surprises. Imagine Daniel on Raw. That'd be interesting. Yeah, I do wonder if he's wrestling full time. If he's wrestling full time again, if they'll put it back on Raw. But I kind of hope he stays on SmackDown because I don't think Shinsuke's gonna go over. I want to see him wrestle Shinsuke at next year's WrestleMania. So for now, I'd say keep Daniel on SmackDown, but I'd be surprised. I wouldn't be against going to Raw either. Yes, I am happy Paige is GM. I'm so happy we finally have a female GM after 8 years. Yes, last one was AJ Lee. Because, well, Vicky Guerrero also, but Vicky Guerrero was not called the SmackDown general manager. It was the Raw managerial supervisor or whatever the heck they called her. They couldn't call her GM. They had to call her something else fancy. So either Vicky Guerrero or AJ Lee. Paige is officially faced. Did you see the reaction and her hand high-fiving the crowd? So happy for her. Definitely, yes. I was definitely glad she got to be again. I think she probably is faced, but I just want to double check this wait 1 week just to make sure if Absolution doesn't come over and they don't pull something off there. But I don't think that's going to happen. But that's going to be the case. Do you think her GM role will last longer than 6 months? I hope it does. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke at Backlash. We could possibly see that at Backlash. Not sure. I'd say it may still do it at SummerSlam. I think also I kind of hope to, but we could see a Backlash. Well, I don't give away a spoiler alert, but since Extreme Rules is coming here in July, it has been advertised last night and tonight that apparently the main event of Extreme Rules this year is going to be a triple threat match between AJ, Shinsuke, and Corbin. That's apparently what's going to be. So I don't know if they're going to try to drag out a feud between AJ and Shinsuke throughout the summer and lead to like the blow-off match at SummerSlam or something. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. 3 matches are officially announced for Backlash. Roman and Joe. I knew about that. Randy and Jinder. Yep. And Miz versus Seth. Was Cena on Raw last night? Surprisingly, he wasn't. I was very shocked Cena did not show up last night. Sorry, I missed your Raw review. Fell asleep. No worries. Was honestly expecting more from AJ and Daniel. Could have been better though. I mean, yes, probably could, but I was fine with how the match lasted. I would like to see them have a match like like a SummerSlam or WrestleMania, on like a bigger stage, pretty much. So what we got was good, but I know we will get better out of them eventually sometime. So like what happened tonight, I found acceptable in my opinion. I have an ear infection. It sucks. Oh man, I'm very sorry about that. Lauren, hope you get better. So far, Shinsuke heel turn has been surprisingly good. Yes, it was. I definitely hope it stays away. Like the fire in him, definitely get him on track. Usos a New Day got so many opportunities. It is not fair. Yeah, that is true. They definitely have, but at least their matches are good. Well, I'll get to that in a second also about it. Will Jeff Hardy be woken? I'm really not sure. I mean, they had him team up with Seth and Finn last night, and he just crossed paths with Matt. So I'm starting to wonder if maybe they'll move Jeff to SmackDown. I can possibly see maybe having him and Matt on separate brands, possibly, but I can maybe see him going to SmackDown. That's my prediction. Absolution better not go to SmackDown Live. Let them go back to NXT. Oh, definitely. Yeah, since Paige is definitely done, Absolution's nothing without her. Absolution was revolving around Paige. That's why Absolution was working out. But now that Paige retired, I definitely agree. No offense, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose. Well, Mandy Rose at least is somewhere in my opinion. If you think different, that's fine. But Sonya Deville definitely needs more time down at NXT. She's way too green. Absolution better not go to SmackDown Live. I read that. AJ was the last. Oh, yeah, AJ Lee was the last female GM. That's right, yeah, because Vicky Guerrero was the managerial supervisor, heck they called her when she replaced her. Xavier Woods and Paige in the same brand. Oh! Yeah. The man knows how to get all rated R, Xavier Woods. That is right. They are on the same brand. And as Big E would say from last year, so you got anything you'd like tell us? WrestleMania! Whatnot. Oh man, that segment was funny. But yeah, I didn't even think of that. Man, they're on the same brand. Yeah, I remember that tape. I remember that. New Day splitting soon. I will not deny and say that after the match they had, I thought, what if, with how surprised we began this weekend, I thought, what if New Day loses and and they split. Like I thought, what if that was the case? But unfortunately, they did not. But I definitely think it may be time to consider the split because I feel like they are starting to run their mileage for now, at least. I feel, in my opinion. Are you going to Extreme Rules? Why Corbin? Just leave it to Nakamura and Styles. I mean, I'd be fine if they're gonna wrestle at SummerSlam this year, like on a bigger stage, and put on the classic we were hoping to get at WrestleMania. Then I guess I'd be okay with it. Just try to keep the feud going somehow. But as of now, I do plan on going to Extreme Rules. I know I was questionable about SmackDown, but Extreme Rules, I have a good feeling about it. Plus, there's a special going on sale soon for tickets, like in the next week or so. So we're probably, my friends and I are probably going to grab tickets then. We're probably going to go to it. That's in July, on July 15th, my sister's birthday. But yes, I do plan on going to it. Cena versus Triple H on the 27th, the Greatest Royal. Yeah, I actually am kind of interested in seeing that match. I mean, I know it may not be as good as it was like WrestleMania, 22 or what years ago, since they're a little bit older now. But I'd definitely be interested in seeing how that match goes. If Orton doesn't defeat Mahal, he better go to Raw. I'll explain my scenario for the mid-card titles when I get to the United States Championship situation. It's okay. I'll live. They went through this ear infection. I know you definitely will, but it still sucks you have it. What now for Rude and Rusev? I so hope it was good. I kind of was hoping it would have been Rusev winning tonight, but well, I'll get to my whole that match and the Usos and New Day kind of bother me in a second, which I think you might know that. Natty is washed up. Natty should go to Raw and turn face. I think either Natty or Naomi should go to Raw, but if Natty goes to Raw, she needs to turn face. I think his heel role it has run. Mandy needed more time at NXT. Sonya is better, but not ready for the main roster. Sure. Where's the stream again? Come on, guys. No idea where everybody else is at. Sorry, you're stuck with me. That's I don't know if that's great or not, but whatever. Love your page tribute video. Thank you very much. Are all pay-per-views going to be co-branded? Sounds like they are. Cena was scheduled for Raw last night. Weird didn't show up. Yeah, I was surprised also. I thought he would at least respond to the Taker showing up and maybe just addresses what going on. Is Taker done for sure? Was that his last match or what? I'm not sure at this point now. WWE have too many heels. They definitely do. Let's establish some baby faces, guys. We got Bray Wyatt going right now. Let's get a few more out there as well. How about Rusev? See how over he was tonight, Road Dogg? Huh? See how over he was tonight? It's okay. I like to be in the stream. Hello. I'm glad you definitely do. All right, we'll definitely keep the stuff coming, Lauren. If anybody else hops in also, I'll definitely get back to it, but let's continue on. So then we had this match. It was the New Day, which is Big E and Xavier Woods, taking on the Usos for a number one contendership. The winner will face the Bludgeon Brothers at the Greatest Royal Rumble event, which takes place on April 27th in Saudi Arabia. Here's the problem I had with this match and the U.S. title match we had later on tonight. Well, the number one contender for the U.S. title later on tonight. Why did they happen? Because shouldn't the Usos get their rematch because they were the champions? They have their rematch clause they can invoke. And Randy Orton, he won the match later on tonight, which, I kind of maybe would go with Rusev because I had a little bit of scenario there as well. But, I do agree Orton definitely deserved his rematch also. So why do they have to fight for it again? But meantime, let me ask this. And as I mentioned in my Raw review last night, the character himself, you had mentioned it. Why is Roman Reigns getting another title opportunity after he got his ass handed to him at WrestleMania? And again, I'm sorry. Again, I know I was the one saying, let's give it a chance. They had a good match at WrestleMania 30. Let's see how it goes. But I'm sorry. That match completely sucked. That match shit the bed. I don't know what you want to say. That match completely sucked. After that, I'm like, okay, it's done. I don't want to see it again. But we're getting it again. So Roman doesn't have to re-earn a title opportunity, but Orton and Usos have to. Where's the logic there, guys? I don't quite understand that as well. Regardless of that though, that's my small little rant. Regardless of that though, the match between the Usos and the New Day was still excellent. I really thought, these two teams, had a great rivalry. I thought last fall, and like when they're given the opportunity to face each other, though, they definitely knock it out of the ballpark. I feel. I understand, like on just like an episode of SmackDown or Raw, they're toned down a little bit. That way, matches that like at a pay-per-view are like feel like much more important. But even this match, I felt could have been on a pay-per-view and would have been solid. The only match these two teams have had, well, take away from that feud they had in 2016, right before the Royal Rumble. Remember that feud, the feud that they had when they kept facing each other like every single freaking week, getting to the actual pay-per-view itself. But take away from that though, the only match they did not have that I did not like was a match on SmackDown last year, right before the Sin City episode of SmackDown Live. They had a match where the winner got to choose a stipulation for their match at the Sin City episode of SmackDown. I didn't like that match. It was short. I'm like, what was the point of having that? And the New Day beat the Usos anyway, so it was like, what was the point of the match? They won. They should be tag champions. It's what I have against, unless it really means something. That's what I have against, like champions losing. Like such as like Jinder Mahal always lost except for title matches because he had help every single freaking time. But yeah, other than that, these two were able to put on just another really great showing. There's times where I thought the Usos were the New Day were going to maybe sneak a win past them. I thought maybe they would go with the New Day because I'm predicting the Usos are going to go to Raw. I think the New Day would be okay if they stayed on SmackDown with some little bit of the team shaken up, but I think the Usos should go to Raw. They've been on SmackDown for 2 years now. I feel like they've done their run on there. I know there's some other people I feel like like AJ Styles that have like been on SmackDown since the beginning, but I feel some people are more fit for SmackDown. But I like to see the Usos go over to Raw for a change. But none of the Usos pulled out the win, and even though they're getting a match against the Bludgeon Brothers at the Greatest Royal Rumble, I can still see them going over to Raw and not winning the titles and staying over there. Because I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to be carrying them. I don't know how long, though. That was the only tag match yet. I was surprised. One team I thought was going to make it to the main roster tonight was Sanity from NXT. I really thought Sanity was going to show up on SmackDown. I think both them and AOP are ready. I'm glad AOP made it because they were long overdue. Sanity, I feel like, could be ready also for main roster. So I feel like maybe eventually Sanity could be the one to dethrone the Bludgeon Brothers or the New Day if they build them up well. But I do agree that I see the days like winding down for the New Day though. So I hope eventually the New Day. I just hope they do explore the New Day as singles competitor, especially Big E. I think Big E can be an excellent heel singles competitor. And also there was a spot tonight also where Big E went to do like that like splash he does. He did it on the apron. He just like, I'm not making fun, but he just like bounced off of it. It looked like it pretty much hurt. And also I get so, and I don't know about you guys, but me and a couple of my friends, we get so scared whenever he does that spear through the ropes. Like with how big he is, I'm always afraid he's going to like, really hurt himself, like flying through the ropes or like laying on his shoulder or something like that right in here. But yeah, still a good match. I'll give the Usos New Day credit, but like this match, why did it have to happen? The Usos were going to win anyways, and they were owed a tag title rematch anyways. But I think the Usos are going to go to Raw. That's one prediction. Like the Usos will go to Raw and but still face the Bludgeon Brothers at the Greatest Royal Rumble. And of course, if they win this, if they would win the SmackDown tag titles, those titles would go to Raw. But I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to retain there as well. The Bludgeon Brothers came down afterwards and pretty much just pointing their hammers at them, saying, we're coming for you guys and whatnot. Live stream. Live chat. We have the greatest Rumble event and Backlash a week from each other. Yeah, that is true. So I don't know if with these co-branded pay-per-views that they're only going to defend like a certain amount of titles there if they're not going to merge. Like I think they should consider this maybe at least merging the women's and SmackDown divisions. Maybe even if you want to keep so many on one, so many, or it could like create again that thing that I thought we were going to get with the brand split, competition between the brands, have like co-brand feuds and whatnot, pretty much. So who's the more superior brand? But it doesn't look like they're going to be doing that. So I hope, if they're going to keep them at 3-hour shows, because they go Extreme Rules is advertised to start at 7:30, 8 can't talk, 8 o'clock. So I'm assuming it's going to be just a 3-hour show. So that's probably going to be silly for co-brands. Probably not going to defend as many titles there. But But yeah, that's the case there. Why didn't Orton and Usos automatically have the rematch? I agree. Definitely, Roman dies to deserve it. Doesn't deserve it, but at least he's there full time. I mean, yeah. I mean, again, I would rather. I mean, even though it was predictable, the match sucked. It was Vince McMahon. Again, I do believe Roman's a good talent, but again, it does make myself and a lot of people aggravated when he's booked pretty much sees Vince McMahon just going, "Come on, guys, come on, come on, come on." It's like, okay, that's not going to make me want to cheer for him. But I do agree. I would rather have now Roman than Brock because I'm sick of Brock having that title at the point. But yeah, I don't get why he is getting handed an opportunity after he lost, and he wasn't the champion in the first place. Lashley versus Lesnar is happening at SummerSlam. Awesome. I agree with the rematch scenario. Why fight for opportunity when you should get an automatic rematch? Exactly. Road Dogg, please leave. You're terrible at writing. Yes, definitely. Hashtag fire Road Dogg. Sunil needs to be banned at Backlash. Please, definitely do that. Send Usos to Raw. Where was Becky tonight? Yeah, Becky was not at all on the show tonight. Was Asuka on Raw? No, Asuka was not on either show this week. I was very surprised by that. I thought we would at least, get her, just given her reaction based off of what happened at with her losing for the first time at WrestleMania, which again, I was surprised it happened, but I'm cool with it. The way that again, as I said in my WrestleMania review, the thing about this is I thought about more the past couple weeks. Asuka made winning feel very important down on NXT, but up on the main roster, she's already beaten she already beat Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Sasha Banks, Bayley. They're probably the biggest women's talent up on the main roster on both Raw and SmackDown. SmackDown, I mean, we have Naomi and Natalya quality veterans, and of course, Charlotte. But who else was there really there that you really would have felt had a chance to beat Asuka? I did worry that, even though I was predicting for WrestleMania 35 to be Ronda and Asuka at first, I worry that they may have not been able to drag this on, with good quality till next year's WrestleMania. So I thought once Asuka would drop that title anyways, her character would be dead. I feel like, at that point, her career may as well be, she could just call it a career. But I feel that this at least allows Asuka to explore, other opportunities with her character. And, having someone like, Charlotte, who, has a great resume built up, pretty much just solidifying herself as one of the greatest of all time by beating Asuka. So I was cool with it, but yeah, I was definitely surprised that Asuka was not on it all this week. SmackDown Live type, but no, she wasn't even on SmackDown either. Iconic Duo was long overdue debut. Definitely, we haven't seen them. I don't think I've seen them at all since Peyton Royce fought in the Fatal 4-Way for the Women's Championship at TakeOver War Games last fall. Her Shiga predictions: Randy Orton going to Raw. So it's Becky Lynch, Natty, and the Usos. I think that's solid there. Seth Rollins, Gallows, and Anderson. Ooh, I like that one. Jeff Hardy, Bayley, and Sasha Banks. Both of them going to SmackDown. I do see it possible, but I think at least one of them will go to SmackDown. Are all pay-per-views going to be co-branded? I believe so, yes. 2016 draft was amazing. Let's hope this year is just as good as well. I agree. I know it looked like at first SmackDown got their butt kicked in 2016 with the draft because Raw had more picks than SmackDown, but look who came out with a better brand that year. SmackDown. I mean, SmackDown could have been good this past year, build up new stars again, but who was put in charge? Road Dogg. And who wasn't? Who was in 2016? Ryan Ward, the former writer for NXT also, who did freaking awesome when he was down there in 2015. But yeah, moving on. Why change the name of the draft to Superstar Shakeup? Makes no sense to me, but oh well. It's probably because, it's probably because, there's another thing that Vince McMahon can't stand here. And you can't say wrestling. You have to say sports entertainment. You can't say belt. It's a championship. You can't say briefcase. It's a contract. You can't say draft. It's a superstar shakeup. You can't say blood. It is acidic liquid. Again, I tell my friends all the time, just one day, I would like to sit. I'm not that much of an instigator. I'm not that bad of a person. I promise you guys. But just for my own humor, one day I would just love to sit in front of Vince and be like, belt, briefcase, wrestling, just to piss them off. But I'm really not that mean. But I would just love to do this for because this is so silly. Iconic duo face turn in the future, down the line maybe. Naomi is washed up now too. Yeah, I mean, Naomi's not too bad but better, I feel, in my opinion. But I feel like, she doesn't feel as important anymore. So I was definitely surprised with her winning on Sunday. I mean, I don't completely hate Naomi, but I do feel like, she's definitely not as popular as she definitely used to be. But I still like her. Carmella to Raw or stay on SmackDown Live? Probably SmackDown Live. Charlotte's next feud, maybe Becky. I mean, I think she'll at least get a rematch against maybe they won't do Charlotte at Greatest Royal Rumble to have her face Carmella for a rematch at Backlash. But I definitely agree. Charlotte should when Charlotte is not in a title feud, definitely use her in a non-women's title feud. Bring those back, Road Dogg. That's the reason why SmackDown was so successful in 2016, because we had non-women's title feuds. Even at the end of 2017, remember Elimination Chamber, guys? We had 3 women's matches, 1 for the title, 2 were non-women's title matches, and they were awesome. Heck, a couple years ago, when it was the Divas fighting, you wouldn't have had me sold on a match with Nikki Bella and Natalya. Well, in 2017 Elimination Chamber, you sure as hell did, guys, because Ryan Ward wrote an awesome story between Nikki Bella and Natalya, and I was digging the match they were having. The matches they had all together, the feud all together, was amazing. Definitely an very underrated feud from 2017. I got to give it that. Maybe Becky. Asuka was shocking. Not to be there, definitely. Miz versus Bryan in the future. That match has to happen. That match needs to happen based off of the bill we got from Talking Smack. I want to see that. SmackDown Live should be better, but Road Dogg took over. Exactly. You're not allowed to say certain words anymore. What the fuck? Definitely. You can't say wrestler anymore. No, because Vince said this isn't wrestling. This is sports entertainment. Nikki versus Natty was amazing. Yes, it definitely was. That was a really great feud. Again, if you would have tried to tell me that Nikki Bella and Natty were having a non-title feud back in like 2015, I would have been like, no, get out of here. Now, 2 years later, man, I that was awesome. Keep your stuff. And AJ versus Cena and Bray versus Orton was amazing. Yeah, that definitely was. Well, Orton versus Bray kind of tanked though, like towards the end, but for a while it was definitely a great feud. I felt House of Horrors match though, gave me nightmares. But anyways, yeah, I'll keep going and with this review. Keep it coming though in the live chat, Lauren, and if anybody else hops in, we got footage of Naomi and Natalya pretty much just arguing in the back while Naomi was admiring the trophy she won for winning the Women's Battle Royal. I'm sorry, that trophy is so ugly. Natty rolled up and said she was putting an end to the shame because Naomi was the least favorite pick to win, and her victory was the disappointment of the night. And everyone even is sick of the sophomore glow. She can't wait for Naomi to get shipped off the Raw. And Naomi says this is her last chance to get her hands on her, and she accepts. And Natalie pretty much said, Natalya said she was not saying that. She complains. Naomi tells her to stop whining, because we've got a match. And then we had a match. It was Naomi and Natalya. Decent match. It wasn't anything that really lit the world on fire, in my honest opinion. But I thought, compared to the match, the match they had at SummerSlam, it was kind of average. But I thought this match was actually pretty decent. Like, I would have rather seen this match on SummerSlam last year, I felt, in my opinion. So I give them credit. It was a decent match. Naomi wins by pinfall. Definitely one of these two are probably going over to Raw. I mean, maybe Naomi may go over though, because I don't know if they're going to keep her and the Usos together since she's married to, I think it's Jimmy. I think Jimmy's the one she's married to. I can't remember which Uso she's married to. I think it's Jimmy. Yeah. So they may keep them together. But if not, that definitely would like to see Natalya go over to Raw and turn babyface. I think this heel role for her is just run its course. And then we had Renee Young outside Shinsuke Nakamura's locker room, hoping to get an answer as to why he attacked AJ Styles. And at the end, I have a new nickname for Shinsuke Nakamura. I'll get to that, unless if you saw my tweet on Twitter. So Nakamura came out, and Renee asks him why he attacked AJ Styles. He's like, I don't know what came to me. Maybe I just got too emotional, and I'm very sorry for what I did to AJ. And Renee's like, I think I know that you don't really mean that, Shinsuke. Why did you just tell us? Why did you do it? And he goes, oh, I don't speak English. And then he walks away. So, not too bad of a promo right there. Again, I'm hoping this heel turn does help Shinsuke to get back onto the level he was at the championship show. At least, on the level he was in NXT. Because again, as I keep saying, his main roster run was all right. Could have been better, but it was all right until the Jinder Mahal feud. Don't want to rant on that again. Live chat. See what's going on here really quick. Let me see here. Let's see here. Non-title feuds seem more fun now than title feuds. It's sad. I think the problem is because there's too many titles, and with how lazy a lot of people with a lot of the writers can be at times, they focus the story just on the title itself when there could be more to it. That's why a lot of these the big four, big five. Well, not big five now because of Money in the Bank not being considered a big five show, because I consider the big fives now that any weekends they have NXT Takeover and a pay-per-view. But that's why I think those pay-per-views, not just because they're too long, is because there's too many title matches and we don't have time to have matches that don't mean anything about the title. And I definitely agree, without the title, it causes you to think more about the story pretty much. So I definitely think, reason why I like to see them not be as many titles. The 2016 Orton and Bray feud was lit. It definitely was. Dean and Cena's feud was great too. Oh my goodness. They when Dean and Cena got involved with the WWE title with that triple threat No Mercy, that was awesome. I thought that was when they were going to turn Dean Ambrose heel, or I thought they could have swerved us turn John Cena heel. Because you remember, Dean Ambrose beat John Cena clean on SmackDown Live around that time of that build. Also, I really thought we were going to see a John Cena and Dean Ambrose feud. That would have I still want to see that feud. That would be awesome if Dean Ambrose does return later on this year and turn heel, which I think he needs to turn heel too, because he's long overdue. I know we've had a lot of them already, but I think he needs to turn heel also. I would definitely like to see a feud between him and John Cena, or if he turned Cena heel through a swerve, but I don't think it's going to happen at this point, but they could surprise us. Naomi needs a character change too. What are you most excited for? What are you most excited for in the Greatest Royal Rumble event or Backlash? Trying to think. Well, I'd be interested. Maybe this is. I'm not sure if I'll watch the whole thing, because I'm gonna be out of town the day of the Greatest Royal Rumble, so I'll still try to catch it, even though I'll be out west. It'll be 9 o'clock in the morning, which I usually get up around 9 o'clock on an average day anyway, so I work from home. But I'd say maybe as of now that, because I'm interested to see what goes on with this Greatest Royal Rumble and see who else shows up. So maybe that Backlash has potential to be good as well with the matches that are already announced and rumored. Because I have no interest in seeing Roman and Brock though at that event. Triple H and Cena, I'll give it. That's kind of interests me a little bit. I like to see the Bludgeon Brothers and the Usos, because they had great matches back in 2014 when they feuded. We're supposed to be getting also, I think a fatal 4-way ladder match for the IC title. I think it's going to be Rollins, Miz, Balor, and Joe, I think it is. I think I heard rumors about that also. So I'd say maybe the Greatest Royal Rumble. Backlash could be good also, but I'd say right now the Greatest Royal Rumble. Why do WWE tend to keep couples together on the same brands? They never used to. Some of them they have. Some of them they did not. Look, whenever Paige and Del Rio were dating, or when Big Cass and Carmelo were dating, also they were on separate brands. And Zack Ryder and Emma went out apparently. So some they don't, but some of them they do tend to do so. But never really thought too much about it. But you got a point there. We need Renee as a commentator. Yes, she's awesome. SmackDown Live commentary team should be Michael Cole, JR, and Lawler. JR, the head commentator, and Raw, Graves, Booker T, and Josh Matthews. Not too bad. I like Coach, though, also. Renee should be either Raw or SmackDown Live commentator, but she said she never comments. Dean needs a change, definitely. His face run is just dead. Cena will never turn. It's too late for that. I definitely think so. I'm more excited for the Greatest Rumble event, sadly. No, maybe sad about that, but WWE needs to turn Rude. It's overdue. Bobby Roode was just so much better as a heel down in NXT. So I definitely agree. He probably at this point, I keep saying either him or Orton need to turn, but I feel like Bobby Roode needs it more than Orton, because Orton, he's done everything up on the main roster. So either way, as long as he's given the right thing to do, he can still go either way. Alexa and versus Nia at Backlash, maybe Finn needs a title, long overdue, bro. He definitely needs it too. Definitely, yeah. That's why I'd say maybe he'll feud with Rollins for an Intercontinental title, or somehow work his way to getting to the WWE title. Heck, you can have a few. Well, I think Shinsuke is going to win the title off of AJ eventually. But even if you want to have him feud with AJ or even Shinsuke, if they move over to SmackDown next week, that's highly possible as well. But you have to keep this stuff coming, Lauren. I'll move on down to what's next. Aha! So next, this was fun. We had Charlotte making her way out. She said that Sunday she faced her toughest challenge, and that she meant that Asuka made her work harder and dig deeper than ever before. And for that, she thanks her. She's still champion, and she tells Asuka they left every ounce of energy and emotion, and it was special and magical. It really was, which I definitely agree. That match was definitely one of the best women's matches in WrestleMania. And, even though Asuka lost again, the two of them brought the best out of each other. So the question is, who's she going to make magic with next? And then the music hit, and I'm like, finally. Out came Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, also known as the Iconic Duo. Or as Robbie, if you watch this video, or if you appear in the live chat, 'cause I'm not looking at the live chat right now, Catwoman and Poison Ivy, as you call them, gotta admit, they're looking pretty darn good when they came out. But they came out, and Peyton gets on the mic saying that she happens to know a couple of wizards, and Billie says one of them will make the title disappear from her waist. They introduce each other, and they'll give it to Charlotte. Her match at WrestleMania wasn't bad, but it just wasn't iconic. Nobody wants to hear Charlotte yak, and Peyton mocks Charlotte, thanking everyone and whatnot. And they just make fun of her for looking at the past when the future's in front of them, and it's out with the old, in with the Iconics, which I don't know if they're going to call them just the Iconics or the Iconics. I hope they just keep calling them the Iconics. I don't know if it's called the Iconics will be good. But then Charlotte realized that these women are about to pretty much, just lace her, but she starts to attack. But the numbers game caught up, and they did a great, vicious beatdown. Billie Kay, Charlotte got Peyton out of the ring, but then Billie hit her with a boot, and that's where it was just all downhill for Charlotte afterwards. Now, thinking to myself, starting to smell that cash. Maybe it'll come. Maybe the cash in will come. I thought to myself that, but they need to literally make this beatdown look very brutal if Carmella's like cashing, because you're really going to have Carmella make it look easy against a healthy, Charlotte, the woman who just defeated Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow, and ended her streak. So okay, make this beatdown look very good. And let me tell you what, it did not cease to disappoint. It was a long beatdown, but they just left everything out on the table pretty much and just beat the crap out of Charlotte, these two, and it was awesome. They did some power bombs and whatnot, and I'm like, okay, it's coming. Here it comes. It's coming. And then it happened. Carmella's music hit. 287 days ago, she won the SmackDown, not the SmackDown Live contract, the first ever Miss Money in the Bank contract. They did the match twice because Ellsworth helped her the first time, so they felt like they had to do the second time, which they felt very unnecessary the second time doing it. So Carmella came down, and she grabbed Mike Chioda for the match. Like, here we go, let's do this. And I'm hoping, I like Charlotte's champion, but I'm thinking, don't have another failed cash. We had both Royal Rumble winners lose this year. We were in one failed cash in. Let's have somebody else elitely succeed and cash in. So Charlotte was just so beaten down. She gets up to try to fight, but she's all shaken up, and it says fight. Carmella just gives her the boot right to the face and pins her 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new SmackDown Live Women's Champion, and her name is Carmella, formerly known as the Princess of Staten Island. Miss Fabulouas. Fabulous. Carmella, well-deserving, gets the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. She's celebrating. She's literally just running around, just screaming, yeah, whatnot. She's rubbing in Charlotte's face, and Charlotte gives her this death glare, pretty much. And she's like, you bitch, I'm going to kill you, pretty much. Of course, she's probably after, Carmella and the Iconic Duo also. But yeah, it was an awesome moment, fun moment for a SmackDown Live at WrestleMania. I don't think it topped off when Dolph Ziggler cashed in on Del Rio the night after Raw, after WrestleMania 29. But it was still definitely fun to see. So congratulations to Carmella for finally cashing her Money in the Bank contract and then winning it. Let me see here. Let's see here. Um, Orton versus Joe feud. Sure, if Orton does go to Raw, which I think he definitely needs to do so, I would like to see him in maybe Orton and Joe at SummerSlam. Maybe that's a good long term prediction. I'd like to see that. If Cena is part time, will he be still considered for the shakeup? I don't know if he would because he's still considered a free agent, so I don't think he's going to be considered part of the shakeup at all. What about Brock? Probably not. He'd probably stay on Raw. Charlotte versus Asuka was the second best match of Mania. Mixed tag match was the best. Definitely, those two were definitely the greatest. Kurt needs to resign as Raw GM, but he's just not that good. That's fine. I respect that. Lillian Garcia and Justin Roberts needs to return as ring announcers. JoJo's okay, but the SmackDown Live one is bad. Sure, I'd be fine with that. Carmella should have cashed in at WrestleMania, to be honest. I mean, if Asuka was going to lose, maybe it could have been a big swerve also. But I feel like, Carmella, I mean, did all right as Miss Money in the Bank, but I feel like they could have done a little bit more with her. So, like, if they would have built her up a little bit better as Miss Money in the Bank, then I'd say, yeah, sure, go for it. But she could have cashed in at WrestleMania too. Wouldn't have had an issue with it. Riot Squad and Iconic Duo are both heels. One of them about to turn face. How about this? Iconic Duo can at least stay heel for now. How about the Riot Squad just split up? Maybe one or two of them go over to Raw, turn a few of them face. I mean, Ruby Riot was a baby face the whole way down in NXT. So yeah, I definitely think they just have to just disband. Absolution split is done now. Riot Squad has to be done as well. So I like that. Do you think Raw or SmackDown Live have more heels? What about faces? Well, I mean, trying to think here. The women's division at this point has more heels than baby faces. I think we don't have a lot of heels so far right now, especially on SmackDown. I feel like we have a lot of heels. We have some baby faces, some established baby faces on Raw. So I think Raw is better at baby faces. SmackDown Live needs some more established baby faces, I feel, in my opinion. Well, they got Daniel Bryan back, AJ Styles. Orton's probably going over. Bobby Roode is not good as a baby face at all. Shinsuke's a heel now. So yeah, definitely think we need some more baby faces established. Rusev needs to turn. I think Raw has more face than SmackDown has than SmackDown has more faces. Your phone ringing? Nope. Well, I have my phone on vibrate all the time. On my phone. Yeah, I always have my phone on vibrate. So yeah, I would have heard it going off. But thanks for asking. What's going on with Ziggler? Where has he been? He was in the Andre the Giant on the pre-show, but I don't know what the heck's going on with Ziggler. Mela had the longest holding briefcase for a long time. Yes, she definitely did. WWE definitely has more heel women than face. That's sad. And SmackDown Live has more heels to credit herself. Sorry. That could be fine. Yeah, but definitely, yeah. The women's division need more established baby faces. I mean, so far, Nia Jax is doing fine as a baby face. So again, just spread them out a little bit. Again, when they get more established, I think if there's any women's wrestler needs to turn heel, I would see Becky Lynch maybe could go for a heel run. I think we could see it happen when the time comes. Right, but first, establish some more baby faces first, please. But yeah, when I said sad, SmackDown Live. Oh, sad meant to be SmackDown. I get it now. No worries, Lauren. But yeah, so then we had the other number one contenders match, triple threat match. Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton versus Rusev. The crowd was hot behind Rusev when he came out, and finally, for a second or third week now, they did not have Aiden English come out and pretty much try to trash on the crowd. They pretty much just accepting that they were cheering for Rusev. And man, there was a time during the match where Rusev Day was just blasting and Rusev was getting into it. I'm just like, why is this guy not a baby face? Turn him baby face at this point, please. I don't know what you're waiting for. Just turn him face, please. I don't know why you won't. Why you're so stubborn on keeping him a heel. You're pretty much just way barreting him. So if that's been the case, then Rusev, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Actually, 1 second. Just wore it a few weeks ago. Aha. Remember this guy, guys? I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Hope it doesn't happen to Rusev. I have heard the rumors, though. Apparently, Rusev did ask for his release recently or something like that. And let me tell you something, guys. If he did ask for his release, if WWE has no plan on making him a world champion, God bless him. Because he deserves so much better. All right, yeah, definitely just had to make the Wade Barrett reference, or Bad News Barrett. Hope he's doing well. But yeah, they wouldn't turn him face because the WWE was so determined to keep him a heel. So that's why, the Bad News gimmick got dropped. And we got what we got. But anyways, yeah, the match, though, I mean, again, it was still a decent match. I thought it wasn't one of the strongest matches of the night, but it was still decent. But once again, the guy who deserved his rematch got the won the match anyway. So what was the point of the match even happening in the first place? So Orton wins. He's facing Jinder Mahal at Backlash. This is where the whole thing with Jinder Mahal started last year. So here's what I propose. Since it's going to be Seth Rollins and The Miz at Backlash, I think The Miz is staying on Raw. Seth Rollins is going to SmackDown. Have the match, of course, the winner there. Winner of that match, the title will go on to that brand. Randy, listen to this, WWE. Make this right. Now, here's the thing. I would have rather had Jinder Mahal put on Raw if he did not win the U.S. title, because put him back on Raw and put him on the show called Main Event. You want Jinder Mahal to be the main event, put him on the show called Main Event as the main event. And there, everybody's happy and we can move on with our lives because Jinder Mahal sucks. But now, of course, I'd rather have him on SmackDown. Because put Randy Orton over on Raw and have him win the title off of Jinder at Backlash and put the U.S. title over on Raw. There we go. And the thing is also, if you're inconsistent about your rematches, don't give Jinder a rematch because he doesn't deserve it. And there's guys like, Ty Dillinger, Sin Cara's not really that great here, but guys like Ty Dillinger who doesn't get opportunities. Why don't you move Ty Dillinger into the opportunities and just brush Jinder off to the side? We do that. Orton goes over the Raw with the U.S. title. If something happens that Joe doesn't win the title off of Roman Reigns, and we do that idea I pitched before about Randy Orton versus Samoa Joe for SummerSlam, that could be a U.S. title feud. I'd be all for it. Joe probably deserves to be world champion at this point because his promos are freaking gold. The one he cut last night was awesome. But yeah, do that. Just let's pretend this U.S. title run just never happened for Jinder and move him into the doghouse. Okay. Let's see here. Who decides the turns? Probably the writers. No one cheers for Orton or Rude anymore. It's all about Rusev. Yep, and W refuses to turn him face. It is sad. She thought Bad News Barrett would never work as a face. He's better off as a heel. True, yeah. I mean, if they would have given him the opportunities, he definitely would have worked as a heel. I mean, I always said because the crowd was digging the Bad News Barrett promos, but he was told the reason why he wasn't allowed to use them anymore was because they're getting a positive response. He even said himself, if it's getting a positive response, then let's just try it. I've never been a babyface before. Well, other thing is actually too, Barrett would have succeeded as a heel if the Nexus would have gotten over, and the Nexus unfortunately did not get over. And again, I'm sorry, I don't want to bash on John Cena again, but that was one match that one feud he should not have won. I mean, well, he should have the Nexus should have at least won the SummerSlam match. I still personally feel that way. My honest opinion, though. Rusev will forever be a jobber. He'll never be a world champion. It's sad. It still makes me sad that I keep hearing rumors that Rusev was supposed to win the world title at Money in the Bank last year. That's why Rusev had that promo before he returned the SmackDown Live. He was drafted. Because remember, he was out with a shoulder injury. He said on that promo he wanted a title match against Randy Orton, but then they dropped the idea because they changed their mind and put the title on freaking Jinder instead. Man. It is sad. Barrett asked for his release. Definitely. Are you upset Orton won a triple threat? No, I'm not upset Orton won a triple threat. I mean, I just don't think the match is necessary to happen because he didn't need to win a triple threat to get his rematch. He was owed his rematch. He should have had that first of having a number one contenders match. Just goes back to my point of I mean, it would have been nice to see Rusev, get a title opportunity. He deserves it. But again, as for Orton's sake, he definitely didn't need to, wrestle in that match or another title opportunity. Like I said, Roman Reigns lost his match, but he's getting a title opportunity. It's again, the title opportunities are inconsistent and don't make any sense to me. Hopefully Orton wins the title. Definitely, yes. Put Jinder on NXT or let him go back to being a jobber, please. Yes. You think they'll make Orton a jobber? They better not make Orton a jobber. That'd be ridiculous at this point, make him a jobber. He has so much left in the tank to offer. He can feud with some of these like upcoming guys like Finn or Joe or I'm trying to think who else could you really feud with. AJ. That one still needs to happen. Still. Love your gender rants. Oh, my gender rants. Yes. Nexus was awesome as heels. They were. Are tweeners faces with heel qualities? Pretty much, yeah. I agree with Nexus versus Cena. They say Cena buried Nexus. I have to agree, but I do love Cena, though. I definitely, yes. Hopefully, Jinder's run will not last another 6 months. Lose at Backlash. Orton is definitely not a jobber, but he deserves better. Definitely, yeah. This title reign against WrestleMania just did not happen. It didn't happen. Orton will win it, and everything will be fine again. Put him on Raw and have him feud with Joe. That would be awesome. I say right there. Orton versus Joe at SummerSlam for the U.S. title. Let's do it. And AJ versus Orton. Yes, yes, yes. The match, it needs to happen. They had a good match whenever Orton wanted to get his #1 contendership back on SmackDown last year after he burned down Bray Wyatt's house. The match was great. They were due to have a feud. I thought they were going to maybe feud like earlier this year around Royal Rumble, but again, it didn't happen. Cool with it, but man, yeah, definitely that feud needs to happen. So Randy Orton wins, becomes #1 contender. And then we have a recap of Carmella cashing in, and I really like this promo. I was so hoping she was going to mention James Ellsworth. I so mentioned it. She said, "When a queen's reign grows too long, a princess is always ready to knock her off," which she is was herself the princess of Staten Island. She waited 287 long days to cash in. Now look at her. She starts getting emotional, and I thought at first, like, hopefully, is this for real or? Is she breaking character? Excuse me, sorry. Is she breaking character here, or is she really, or is this, part of the whole thing? And either way, she did a good job fooling us. She starts getting emotional, and she tries to fight it back for continuing saying there's someone else she really wants to thank. And I'm thinking, oh, she's going to mention Ellsworth. She's going to mention Ellsworth. She's going to mention Ellsworth. Please say it. And then she says, I want to thank myself, pretty much. Just like she made history at Miss Money in the Bank all on her own. She made history tonight all by herself. And she asked what about Billy Kay and Peyton Royce? And she's like, who are they? But Mella is money, and now Mella has the gold. Carmella, you've always been pretty darn golden, but now you're the SmackDown Live Women's Champion. So that was pretty darn awesome. Now we have AJ Styles walking backstage, getting ready for the main event dream match, AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan. And he was asked about last night about Sunday night with Shinsuke Nakamura blowing him, and AJ he doesn't need an apology from Shinsuke. He'll just put his fist down his throat, but he's not worried about that tonight because he never thought he'd face Daniel Bryan in a WWE ring. He's great, one of the greatest, but he's not phenomenal. So we get that match: AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan, main event SmackDown. Yeah, I did. When I woke up this morning, I did not expect to be seeing AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan tonight. I still thought, even though Daniel Bryan was back, I thought maybe he'll just be, not completely part-time, but I didn't expect to be back on like a full schedule wrestling on an event on edition of SmackDown Live, which, we don't know. This could have been Bryan could be heading to Raw next week. I mean, I would say maybe keep on SmackDown though, just for one more year, I'd say, but it could happen. I definitely not going to say it's not going to happen, but I can see it happen, but I'm not going to predict it to happen. But we had this match, and again, as I said before, there's sometimes there's matches where I feel like on just like Raw or SmackDown Live, they're not as big as they would probably be on pay-per-view because a match is meant to be on pay-per-view, like SummerSlam or WrestleMania, like a match like this. You don't want to have set the bar too high eventually, which is kind of why I said I kind of wish Styles and Nakamura was a little better WrestleMania because if their feud is going to continue, then why have a WrestleMania be like a table setting match? Because WrestleMania feels like it has to be like the biggest, the best of all, pretty much. So, but not saying that it can't be like at the middle or start of a feud, but I'm just saying it feels like why would you have like the lowest happen at like WrestleMania and then like the best happen like a B show pay per view? You know what I mean? But yeah. So the match I still thought was really great. A lot of great counters in the match between these guys. It felt good seeing Daniel Bryan get action again, first time in 3 years on live TV. You guys, yes, he's there again. The only thing I noticed that Daniel Bryan is not doing anymore is the suicide dive, because I noticed last night he did more of like a baseball slide instead outside the ring, which I know he probably can't do that because of his history of concussions, which I understand that. But what I really liked though was the end was before the finish came, but towards the end, Daniel Bryan was starting to yes. I think to myself, okay, I'd be talking about how if Styles would beat. If Daniel Bryan would beat Styles, people would want him to see him get a WWE championship opportunity. I don't think he's going to get that quite yet. So I'm like, something's probably going to happen here. I don't think we're going to get a clean finish, but we're going to definitely see more down the line between these two. And plus, also, I do feel it's too early to give Daniel Bryan a WWE championship opportunity. So he goes for the running knee, but AJ does this sick-looking counter. And it looks like he's going to reverse it into the Styles clash. But then Bryan reversed it. It looks like put the yes lock on him. But then Styles puts his foot on the ropes. And then I think that eventually Bryan, does the tree of woe on him. But then Styles hits a crossbody on him. But then I hear a noise come on. I'm like, oh goodness, here he comes. Shinsuke Nakamura made his way out there earlier in the night, saying that pretty much denying that he didn't want to really have explaining why he did what he did to AJ Styles, trying to fool us, saying that he got too emotional, whatnot. But we know that's not true, and he doesn't want to answer because I don't speak English. And then Shinsuke came out to the ring, and first he hit a Kinshasa to the back of Daniel Bryan's head, causing a disqualification. So technically, Daniel Bryan won the match by disqualification. And then he targets AJ Styles and just starts. I think he has a Kinshasa on Styles and gets after getting fired up. And then first he hit a low blow on Styles, and then he set for the Kinshasa and hit him with that. And then he hit a second low blow. So Nakamura's leaving to a chorus of boos, which of course, here's the thing. If you want to get someone off to a good start after a recent heel turn, interrupt a dream match like that on SmackDown Live. You got the heat already right there, Shinsuke. So Shinsuke, just pretty much assaults AJ again with no explanation again. We don't know why he's doing this. He stands on the apron with like a weird looking grin on his face. Like, he would the same way, when he was a baby face. But now it's that same look that, is evilness. He's like, yeah. So I said earlier that I had a new nickname for Shinsuke Nakamura. He was the king of strong style down at NXT. They stopped calling him that now on main roster. He's now the artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura. Let me see here. Sunday, he gave AJ a low blow. Tonight, he gave AJ 2 low blows. So I think Shinsuke Nakamura is starting to become the king of low blows. I know he has a good history on NXT and New Japan. I wouldn't mind meeting Shinsuke, but I hope he doesn't give me a low blow because he's not king of low blows. Sorry, guys, I had to make the joke in there really quickly there. But yes, that was our main event. AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan. Shinsuke Nakamura interrupts the main event, causes disqualification. So hopefully we will get an even better match. The match we got tonight was good. Hopefully we'll get an even better match later on down the line between Shinsuke Nakamura, with Shinsuke and AJ, but even also AJ and Daniel. But I'm still predicting next year's WrestleMania. Remember the main event being Charlotte and Ronda? Awesome. But either way, whether it's the main event or not, the WWE title match next year should be Shinsuke Nakamura versus Daniel Bryan. I think that would be an awesome match for WrestleMania next year. It's a big dream match as well. So yeah, let's go to the live chat again, see what we got here. The only reason why they made Randy a Grand Slam champion was to make him win the U.S. title for the first time. It's sad, yes. Money in the Bank winners this year. Not too sure. I got to think about that one. I'm not trying to think who I want to see Money in the Bank. Usually I have somebody buzzing right now. I think if Paige was healthy, her winning the women's. But I like to see Becky Lynch win it if she would turn heel. But I'm not sure it's going to happen. So that's a good one. For men's, I thought about maybe Elias. I know Elias is not really meant for his wrestling, more for his character, but I think that could be interesting to help him elevate. I'm trying to think of who else I would pick. I don't think Elias is the best pick, but Yeah, I gotta think about that one a little bit more, but definitely. Rusev and Becky, sure, I'd be fine with that. The main Money in the Bank. Carmella as a heel is epic. Is sup epic. Sorry, that's fine. Yeah, she's done a really good job as a heel. Definitely. I mean, she was great down at NXT with what she was as the babyface, but she definitely that was more so being the valet to Enzo and Cass. So like she knew she had to kind of completely start from scratch from that character when she came up to the main roster. So definitely turning her heel was definitely a good move. We knew Nakamura would interfere, just predictable. I mean, yes, we pretty much knew it was going to happen. I thought also maybe we'd have Andrade and Almas come out also. I thought we would get, my predictions for tonight were going to be Iconic Duo, Almas making their main roster debuts, and also Sanity. I also thought maybe we could see Drew McIntyre, maybe, because I thought about like what if what if Drew McIntyre would have been the one to take the U.S. title off of Jinder Mahal? Well, if they're going to bring McIntyre up, later on, then cool. But put the U.S. title back on Randy though at Backlash, though, guys. Yeah, and then Sanity. I thought maybe the Bella Twins would return, but we only got the surprises we got tonight were Iconic Duo, which was long overdue again. Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles and Paige being SmackDown. I still think we got some pretty good surprises though tonight, I think. Daniel, full-time wrestler again. Yes, definitely. Big Cass returned to SmackDown Live. Yeah, that's right. No Big Cass. I'm surprised we didn't get him. So maybe he'll go to Maybe he'll go to SmackDown Live, or maybe he'll be back on Raw soon. I really thought I was right. We didn't get Big Cass returning. Also, maybe they wanted to save him for like another week. So we had a lot of returns this week. I hope SmackDown Live. Any superstar shakeup predictions or SummerSlam predictions? I'd say Lesnar and Lashley for Universal title. Seth versus Ben Reed IC title. Randy and Joe, yes. Cena versus Jinder, maybe. Don't put Jinder. I mean, if Cena beats Jinder, good. But I don't want to see Jinder Mahal against in a big marquee match anymore. Bayley versus Sasha, possibly. Iconic Duo versus Riot Squad. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Iconic Duo versus Bella Twins, and AJ versus Shinsuke, definitely. For a WWE title, can't think anymore. No worry. Hey, great work as always. Work tomorrow. See you next week for the Shake-Up review. Sweet dreams. Thank you as always, Lauren, for tuning in. Definitely good luck with work. And I'll probably be posting a few more videos this week, and I'll do the Superstar Shake-Up prediction video on Thursday as well. So definitely thank you for joining me as always. It's always great talking with you. So Lauren's already checked out. But yeah, I think if that is the case, guys, I think I will start wrapping up this review as well. So I'll give about a minute or so to anybody else appears up in the live chat for any more questions. But let's go to the polls on Twitter here. Refresh just in case if something happened that there's more votes that came than I thought. Only 4 votes this week. For what grade would you give SmackDown Live after Mania? 50% said A, 25% said B, 25% said C, and nobody said D. And what show did you enjoy more this week, Raw or SmackDown Live after Mania? 2 votes. All of them said Raw. I got 2 notifications. Yeah, there's just nothing really that big. But so yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. So my grade for SmackDown Live. So I'll say this way, I enjoyed Raw a little bit better because of the surprises and everything, and the debuts and whatnot. They had a lot more, not as many as SmackDown, which is a little unfair. But so I enjoyed Raw a little bit better. But I still thought this was a really good episode of SmackDown Live. Again, that little rant about the title opportunity thing I talked about earlier. Yeah, it hurt a little bit, but not that much. But I'm still going to give this episode of SmackDown Live an A-. Well, a low A-, like close to a B+, but I think it was A- for you. So my grade for SmackDown Live this week is an A-. So again, thank you to Lauren as always for tuning into the live chat. Anybody else who's watched this review afterwards, please leave your thoughts down in the comment section below as always. And as always, click my like and subscribe. More content come to the channel. Follow me on Twitter at DomainAirBronny3. For the rest of this week, we're going to be having right afterwards, I'm going to record my final episode of season 3 of Road to WrestleMania, do my report card of WrestleMania season. So I'll record that, get that uploaded probably overnight, and then I'll watch 205 Live night. But tomorrow morning when I first get up, the first thing I'll do is do a live review, my first live review of 205 Live on this channel. I do plan to do 205 Live reviews, but I probably won't do them directly after SmackDown Live and wait till this tomorrow morning. That way I can spread them out a little bit. So 205 Live review tomorrow. Again, any of your odds and ends could come either way. I'm trying to get back to some of that stuff again also. What else was I going to do? Oh yeah, NXT live review, depending if the show is worth reviewing. Because again, with being a dark match show, pretty much it sometimes isn't really that reviewable. So I might skip the NXT review this week, if that's the case. And then Thursday sometime I will do a predictions video for the Superstar Shakeup. It was going to be live as always. And then also sometime soon also I will start the Retro SummerSlam review series as well. And don't forget also, just a reminder again, in 2 weeks I'll be going out of town for a week. So again, during that time, just be patient with the reviews as well, as they will come down. But yeah, other odds and ends coming in soon. But guys, again, thank you to Lauren for joining me in the live chat, and anybody else who watched this video, live and whatnot. Be sure to click that like and subscribe button, or comment on my channel, and follow me on Twitter as well at DemandAirboy93. And with that, guys, I'm checking out. So guys, I will see you tomorrow morning for my 205 live review. But also, don't be sure to check out my the finale of season 3 to Road to WrestleMania, where I give my report card on the WrestleMania season. So until then, guys, I'm checking out. Have a great night, everybody. Peace out.